getting closer to Mother's Day, and we're looking for some funny mothers. If you're a funny mother or you have a funny mother, no matter if she's a comedian, a nurse, a lunch lady, we want to hear from her. Tag us with a video of your funny mother with the hashtag HeyDina and hashtag funnymother, and you and your mom could win an I Love Funny Women gift bag. But make sure that you submit before May 3rd.
Hey, all you funny women, it's Door Girl Greg, and I'm here to say thank you for listening to the I Love Funny Women podcast. And if you haven't yet, go over to the socials. Go to Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or even YouTube and check out at I Love Funny Women. Do it now. Do it. Do it, and I'm going to pour sparkles all over you.
So this week is going to be a little bit more serious than usual, so brace yourself. It's less news and more of a rant. So in the I Love Funny Women news, it seems like every week there's another mass shooting in this country. CNN reported that there were actually 45 mass shootings from March 16th to April 16th. That is 45 mass shootings in 1 month. Biden yet again calls for stricter gun laws as Republicans continue to say now is not the time. Well, when is the time? How many people have to die senselessly to garner real solutions? Well, the answer seems to be that we don't care. This speaks to the deeper issue of violence and gun culture in our country. While conservatives freak out about abortions and trans kids, people are taking guns and going out and shooting people, and we're more concerned about trans kids playing sports and using the restroom that corresponds to their gender. They rant and rave about baby killers and say that they're pro-life as they shrug off gun violence. Let's be very, very clear. If you protest abortion clinics in the name of life and you're fighting the satanic cabal to save children from a huge government-ran pedophile ring that really doesn't even exist, but you're wringing your hands and wanting to protect your right to bear arms and not pushing for gun reform, then you're absolutely and 1,000,000% not pro-life. If you're more upset and angry that you have to wear a fucking mask during a global pandemic than you are about people stockpiling guns, then you are 1,000,000% not pro-life. If you're on board with legislation that would prohibit trans children from being a part of school activities and keeping them from getting medical treatment that could prevent them from killing themselves while bolstering fear of these children that cause others to enact violence against them for simply wanting to feel like they're normal, then you are 1,000,000% not pro-life. As we grapple with these issues, our dear friend Marjorie Taylor Green is teaming up with Representative Paul Gosar and joined by the infamous Matt Gaetz to form the America First Caucus. And if you thought they were going to conceal their ickiness through veiled and subtle phrasing, you would be absolutely 100% wrong. In their policy platform document, under the immigration section, they say, quote, America is a nation with a border and a culture strengthened by a common respect for uniquely Anglo-Saxon political traditions. And under infrastructure, quote, the America First Caucus will work towards infrastructure that reflects the architectural, engineering, and aesthetic value that befits the progeny of European architecture. So, white. You guys, we've all seen how this ends. The global COVID death rates are at a staggering 3 million deaths. Almost 19% of those deaths are Americans. Hey, we're still in a pandemic, you guys. Nearly 20% of our population has been vaccinated, but with the pause on the J&J vaccine, many are concerned about the risks associated with it. You guys, we eat processed food. Some of us drink diet sodas like they're going out of style, and we're worried about risks associated with vaccines after over 566,000 people have died. Last week, Representative Jim Jordan faced Dr. Fauci, and here's what it sounded like.
What measures have to be attained before Americans get their First Amendment liberties back?
I just told you that.
No, you haven't given anything specific. You said we hope when this tell me specifically.
Right now, we have about 60,000 infections a day, which is a very large risk for a surge. We're not talking about liberties. We're talking about a pandemic that has killed 560,000 Americans.
I get that,
what we're talking about.
And I don't disagree with that. And I understand how serious that is.
Look, the American people's liberties are not being stolen. We are in a pandemic. If he really understood that over 566,000 people have lost their lives due to this pandemic, that, mind you, could have been mitigated with an appropriate response at the beginning. If you're worried about liberties, then what about the people's right to life? Your response, Mr. Jordan, is part of the reason why these people have died. Your response, Mr. Jordan, is part of the reason that over 566,000 families have to mourn the loss of a parent, a sibling, a partner, and you're more worried about allowing your constituency to go to church? Look, I'm a spiritual person. I know the value of gathering with your faith community. But I can worship by myself and with my community online, in my home. Your right to pursue your spiritual path is not prohibited by not being able to gather. If you truly had faith, you'd care more about the people in your family and your community than going to a building. You'd care more about the people in your family and community by wearing a mask and socially distancing more than going to a building. Trust me, this is not easy for any of us. But this is a pandemic. The one good thing that came out of this is this moment right here.
But
What does it have to be?
expire, sir.
You need to respect the chair and shut your mouth.
Maxine Waters winning the week here. Thanks for watching ILFW News and the I Love Funny Women YouTube channel. Please subscribe to the channel and ring bells for notifications. And also, you can check out these suggestions.